everybody, Sticks here with the Token Minorities, and yes, it is back. SvTL has returned. As you saw by my lack of content for a little period near the end of the school year, I kind of got swamped with work and school and all that, and I thought summer would be the end of it, but it wasn't. It was just the beginning of everything. However, now that summer is winding down, well, not really winding down, but settling down, as it were. I finished one of my classes. I can now do a little bit more laddering and playing, as you have seen by my co-ops, and I'm finally at the point where I'm getting some higher ladder matches as I am climbing a little bit, and this is the first one that I'm going to be able to post, and this is in RU, which is currently my favorite and probably best tier right now, let's be real. And it is a team that I kind of made my baby. It's a fighting spam team revolving around Medicham, Gallade, and Cobalion. And as you can actually see by my opponent's team, not much in RU can really take the onslaught of fighting hits. Teams maybe have one or two pokes dedicated to taking on a fighting type. However, they cannot stand three of them, particularly with as much power as these three do. So as you can see, I have my three fighting types, and I have a 3-mon defensive core that I've kind of been tinkering with. I've finally found three that I like in defensive Aromatisse and defensive Seismitoad, and especially defensive Drapion. I like the synergy that these three have, and yeah, they're working out, so I think I'm just going to stick with them. Looking at my opponent's team, all I have to do is break the Uxie, and the Tide can roll in of just non-stop close combats, which Medicham doesn't have. Medicham has high jump kick, but at this point I'm rambling, so we'll just go ahead and start the battle. He leads off with the Uxie as I lead off with my Seismitoad. I actually predicted this, so I decided to go for Toxic first turn because Uxie was the only thing on his team that could take a fighting hit at all. So I wanted to get that thing worn down as quickly as possible because I thought he would predict me to get my rocks up first turn instead of immediately going for the status. Instead, I'm going to go for rocks second turn as he does just U-turn out into his Rotom. And I do have a specially defensive Drapion just for this situation. Seismitoad is too valuable this early on. I can spread Toxics and Scalds a little bit if I so choose. So I'm just going to go into Drapion as it really doesn't do much this battle. Sometimes Drapion's the MVP because of Toxic Spikes and Knockoff and Poison Jab, but other times it really doesn't do much. And unfortunately for it, this battle is one where it doesn't do much. It takes a good chunk from the Leaf Storm, indicating to me that the Rotom is choice Specs. And I know he'll want to switch out right here, and Steelix is the obvious play to make. So I'm just going to make a double switch out into my Gallade and just murk something. Like nothing on his team will be able to take close combat. Even this Steelix, which turns out to be a Mega Steelix. I'm not sure how bulky it was considering the Uxie was rocks, but look at that. Just gone. 230 base defense, and it just got one-shotted. Granted that was after rocks, but it really didn't matter. Just gone, dead, deceased, all of the above. As Uxie comes back in, Gallade is too valuable to risk at this point in the match, so I'm going to have to switch it out. I'm going to go into my Drapion. It is the most expendable member. I know a U-turn is coming, but I really don't care. I don't need Drapion at all. So he's just going to go for the U-turn, get some momentum as he's going to go into his Flygon. And because Drapion had kind of served its purpose in scouting out the Rotom a little bit, I'm just going to let this thing die to an Earthquake. And, Drapion, you're normally a really, really good mon to have, but unfortunately, you just didn't make the cut this battle. So, now with his Flygon locked into Earthquake, I'm going to go into my Aromatisse and just fire off a Moonblast as nothing on his team really wants to take it at all. He goes into his Hariyama, which will be taking super effective damage, but because he takes the Moonblast so well, I know for a fact that this is Assault Vest, which is annoying but easily dealt with my team. And Aromatisse will be the MVP down the stretch, I think, so I'm going to go into my Seismitoad as he just goes for a Heavy Slam. I knew his Hariyama would have Heavy Slam. There would be no reason you would switch it into an Aromatisse otherwise. And at this point, Seismitoad is just going to try to get some burns, spread around some Toxics, etc., etc. My mentality here is just let Seismitoad do as much damage to his team as possible, wear it down to where the rest of my fighting types can kind of just clean everything up. We'll see how that goes right here. So he goes for the close combat, doesn't quite take me out, But with the defense drops and the toxic racking up, I know that I can most likely take out the Hariyama with the Earth power this turn. So that's what I'm going to go for. He predicts that nicely, goes into his Yuxi. However, the Yuxi does have to take Stealth Rock damage, meaning that it is getting worn down and is now most likely in range of 2 close combats from Glade, maybe even 2 high jump kicks from Medicham, depending on the set. But he goes to the U-turn, does not kill me, and this is fantastic, as I will be able to go for a Scald or Toxic on whatever. I just go for the Scald, maybe get a burn. Unfortunately, with my luck, nothing happens, and this is actually fantastic that he went into his Rotom, because now he can't Volt Switch or get any momentum, so I will be able to scout out what move he is going to go for. He either has to go for Leaf Storm or a Hidden Power. It doesn't matter what. But either way, he has to either drop his special attack in half or go for a weak Hidden Power, and he does reveal that he is HP Fire, meaning that he does not have Trick, which is good for Aromatisse later if I need it. However, now that he is locked into HP Fire, I can go into my Glade and get another kill. I could go for Close Combat, but instead I decided to go for a knockoff, as it will kill or cripple everything on his team as he goes into his Yuxi right here, and that thing is just gone. So his only fighting resist is dead. All 3 of my fighting types are still alive, and I still have my fairy for his 2 dragons, so they can't just spam dragon attacks as he goes into his Tyrantrum right here. And I decide to scout the set, see what he wants to go for, as he goes to the Dragon Claw, and he is revealed to be Life Orb, and this is actually phenomenal. The only set of Tyrantrum that I know that runs Life Orb is the Rock Polish set because of the damage. The Dragon Dance set usually runs like a Stone Plate or a Lumberry because you get the attack boost from the Dragon Dance. The Rock Polish set needs Life Orb to do enough damage to where it can KO certain threats. So Glade, even in dying, you were a fantastic poke and definitely earned MVP honors if I'm able to pull this out. But now I'm just going to go into my Medicham, and something dies. I mean, nothing on his team takes a high jump kick. Even though I'm scarfed, that's still just a lot of attack points. I mean, that's mucho attack pointos, as Rotom will just die to a high jump kick. It's actually fantastic that he decided to sack that, because I would not like taking T-Bolts on my team at all. It's going to go into Flygon right here, and the U-turn is very obvious, but I don't want to sack Medicham yet, as it could be useful later to outspeed his Hariyama and Tyrantrum and just kill something with high jump kick. So unfortunately, does make the nice play, goes for U-turn as he goes into his Hariyama right here, and I make a little bit of a misplay here. I should have gone for the Wish first turn instead of the Protect, because then I would be at a lot higher health for whatever he wanted to bring in. But I kind of make a dumb play, and I just decide to Protect first turn, then go for the Wish, meaning that I will be at about 30% with a Lingering Wish for whatever comes in, to where I kind of have to make a play this next turn, as he will go down to the poison right here. I do have a Lingering Wish. I'm at 30% as he goes into his Tyrantrum, and his only chance right here is to try to set up on a predicted Protect. If he just kills my Aromatisse while I will have wasted a Wish, that's kind of alliteration right there, I will be able to just go into Cobalion or Medicham, get a kill on the Tyrantrum, and then Flygon will not be able to KO my pokes with whatever attack it goes for. So I do potentially have the game in the bag as he goes to the Rock Polish right here. That was his best play. That was really his only play and only chance, as my Aromatisse will just be able to knock it out with a Moonblast, as I will receive my Wish, and that is very nice for me. So I basically have the game wrapped up. Flygon really can't do anything to me. I am just going to go for a Wish right here to scout out damage a little bit, as he does a good chunk, but with the Wish I will have full health. Even if he crits me and for some reason I don't kill with Moonblast, I will have the Wish again, meaning I have another chance. So he goes for the Earthquake again, does a decent chunk, as I will just murk it with Moonblast. And down goes the Flygon, and that will be the game. Didn't even have to use my Cobalion. But anyway, unfortunately, Showdown is being weird with the replays, and I can't pull up anything on the side. But his rating was at 1507. I will try to put it in the screen right here. And if we jump on over to the ladder, we will see that 1507 would have been number 17 on the ladder. So yeah, I'm back. SvTL's back. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.